Welcome back to the Style That Binds Us YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about what we packed for Paris Fashion Week, February 2020, and why we packed what we did. So this look is a special look. We were invited to go to the Altuzaura show, and we were thrilled about that. And so Delia wore this blazer by the designer. His name is Joseph Altuzaura, and he's very talented, very well-known, very loved designer. So when we went to the show, she wore the blazer, and she wore this beautiful micro-pleated skirt by Maison Père, I believe. And she has some pretty earrings by Erdem that are blue and sparkly and have a pearl, and so they kind of add another level of excitement to the outfit. And then she just paired it with a black turtleneck and a black pump.
So when you go to a show, of course, you would want to wear something of the designers if you have it. A lot of the influencers actually get to go and pick something out, maybe even from the collection that's going down the runway. That's probably more the celebrities. The influencers are maybe wearing the in-season clothes, but since we are kind of more of a media platform, we kind of go in as with more of an editor mentality. We're really there to look at the clothes and take it all in and support the designer.
That's exactly right. And also, if you do it that way, you have to be available to go for fittings, and then you have to bring the clothes home to wear them to the show, and then you have to return the clothes. That's not what we do normally. That would take way too much time. We're running around to market appointments and exploring new brands and recording podcasts and doing all the things that we do as a sort of a communications company. So I think that looks great, Bibi. All right, so the next look was for another special event, and Delia always loves to say, every time we take a trip, always pack a party dress, just in case. We knew about this one in advance, so we definitely were going to pack something special for this event, because we went with the Metropolitan Museum Costume Institute. Every spring, they're the ones that put on the big fashion exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum the night before, and in winter has the big Met Gala that you've probably seen on TV and in magazines and things, where all the celebrities fly in from all over the world, and it's this huge, very glamorous, biggest night of the year for fashion, and it's a huge moneymaker for the Metropolitan Museum too. We got to go to this wonderful small party at a patron's home in Paris, and I don't even know if you would call it a home. It was more like a small castle or something. They were very interesting, but we couldn't take pictures because it was a private residence. We had to respect that. So anyway, we were going to be with some designers and Andrew Bolton, the head of the museum's Costume Institute, and Max Hollein, the director of the entire museum, head curator, and that's huge, and some other very interesting people too. So we wanted to look our best. And we were celebrating fashion, so Delia wore her fun skirt by Proenza Schouler that has the red feathers and the black feathers layered along the bottom, and a checkerboard fabric for the rest of the skirt, which is really fun. So when you're doing something very dramatic on one part of your body, then the other part you want to be demure. So this is a pretty black top. It does have these cool sleeve accents, like tulip sleeves sort of, but besides that, it's very simple because the skirt is very dramatic, and then she put it with a black sling back pump.
So always pack a party dress. I did not come up with that concept. Amanda Brooks, who was once the fashion director at Barney's, she wrote a whole book about that. But basically the concept is, and this often happens to us and probably to you, when you arrive somewhere, you go on a trip, something unexpected probably comes up. And if you don't have, if it's cocktail attire or black tie or something that's very nice that maybe you wouldn't necessarily pack, we don't want you to not be able to go or have to go out and buy something more expensive than you were hoping to buy. So definitely bring something that can transition. You can really dress it up if you need to, or it can just be a nice dinner out dress.
Exactly. The third look that we came up with was also for, I picked specifically for a certain day, because when we were in San Francisco, you may remember the Versace men's design team. They were men, but they designed for women, actually. For the Versace team in Milan that we met in San Francisco, they recommended this vintage clothing store for us. What was it called?
Wasteland.
Wasteland. And so we went, and Delia found this feather, sort of a bolero jacket that was a vintage YSL jacket. So we went to the opening day of the Betty Catrue exhibit at the YSL Museum. So a little background on that. The woman, Betty Catrue, was Yves Saint Laurent's muse, one of a few. He had about 2 or 3. But she was a big one of his main ones. She spent almost every day with him. So that's what the exhibit is about. And then the current designer for Saint Laurent, his name is Anthony Vaccarello, and he had the honor of going, and he got her to come to the atelier. And she's probably, I'm not sure, in her 70s now, something like that. She still looks great. But he came and they sat down and they talked over memories and everything, and he has designed a few pieces like for her in the current collection because of this retrospective. Like, this is something that his interpretation of what Yves had created for her in the past. So it's very cool exhibit. You get to see a film of those two talking, and then all these photographs of Betty with Yves and Pierre Berger and all those people. So in the very place where his actual office and his studio were. So it's a really cool experience. So that is why she got to wear this. So this is a feather bolero, and then she just threw on a black t-shirt, a black turtleneck, because it's chilly here, but you could do anything. A cami, a tee, some blue jeans, and then some cool gold booties just to finish off the rock and roll vibe. So that's what we chose for that day in Paris. This was just a fun look for a day in Paris filled with market appointments mainly. On the spring runways, the things that are coming out now or very soon, there were so many trenches, and definitely this week in Paris and in New York a few weeks ago, actually all during Fashion Week for fall 2020, trenches are going to be huge, especially oversized trenches. And this is an oversized trench that we love. We love this color. It's sort of a seasonless neutral because it looks great with white, winter white, creamy white, bright white, so you can really wear it all year round. But I paired it with a silk top and then black skinny jeans tucked inside these snakeskin boots, because that's going to be the new thing for fall. Not sure if I don't think we'll be seeing it so much in the spring, but maybe we will. The fashion people are already wearing it because they're getting the ideas from what we're seeing now. So tall boots with a heel, primarily, tucked into jeans and pants and leggings and all that kind of stuff. And then we paired it with, since the jeans are tight fitting, the blouse is sort of blouson, relaxed, kind of very French girl look, with the oversized trench. And she wore it today just thrown over her shoulders in that Vogue editor kind of way that's very relaxed but very chic. So that is why we came up with that, and that's such an easy look to recreate. And also those snakeskin boots, they're not going away. So you will be seeing them in all different colors and patterns and everything like that, and solid. So that is still a good bet. If you invested in those, you'll keep on wearing them. This look was a really fun look for me because we decided we were going to mix leopard print patterns. So today in the world, I know you've seen it because they've been doing it for a couple of years now, where people are mixing patterns, the top and the bottom don't mix, but somehow they kind of coordinate, and it's a really cool look. In the beginning, everybody was like, oh, I don't know what's happening there. And then it really caught on, and people do it. And it's sort of a creative thing to do, to experiment with different, maybe stripes and flowers. If they're all sort of in the same color family, it's kind of a cool thing to do. Sometimes it's a little difficult though, but this is a fairly easy way to do it. and it has not been done in the past until this season. Very rarely would you wear more than one leopard print pattern. If you had on a shirt, that would be it, for example. You would never put the shoe on as well, or, you know, especially not in a different colorway or print size or anything. But now, in keeping with this mixing of patterns, we are seeing mixing of the actual leopard print pattern. So also the pussy bow blouse, this is actually a dress, but the blouses are big too, and we definitely saw those for fall as well. And that's this kind of like rock and roll thing too, where it, instead of like this dress is very feminine, it comes in at the waist, it has little puff sleeves, so it's very sort of precious is a term that some people use, romantic type thing. So to edge it up a little bit, we put it with this jacket that has these, you can't see it right now, but you can see it in the picture. It has the silver grommets, and it's a little more of a rock and roll type coat. So it makes the outfit very chic and effortlessly cool and all that stuff, rather than being too girly. That is what we did for this outfit. So like I said before, these pussy bow blouses in these gorgeous, beautiful prints and fabrics. Then you put on a leather jacket or a jean jacket, or you put them on with vintage jeans on the bottom, and that makes it a very modern, current look too, instead of like your grandmother. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video. Our goal is always to let something click in your mind that makes you think, oh, I've got that in my closet. This is not about, look what Alison and Delia put together. Look what Delia wore during Fashion Week. It's more about, I've seen that look before on Instagram, or I've seen it in a magazine and never quite knew how to put it together, but now I see how easy it is, so I'm going to give it a try. And also, you know, if you ever put something together and you think, I don't know, you can send us a direct message on Instagram, shoot us a picture and say, does this work? We'd be happy to help you with that. So anyway, and also I'm always available for virtual style sessions and in person too. So you know how to find us, www.thestylethatbindsus.com. And don't forget to make comments, like this video, let us know if you enjoy it and you're learning from it. If you think we could do something a little different that would be more helpful, subscribe so that every week you'll be getting our videos. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.